And we're back. Let's just make sure that everything's working. I'm trying some new stuff out. Added a little chat history there. Alright, so right now we're working our way back to got Paula in our party now. We just beat the Mondo Mall. That's the second Your Sanctuary location out of 8. Okay, we're back. Right now we just defeated the Mondo Mole. We've got Paula in our party. We gotta go get the rest of the sanctuary locations. There are 8 parts to the song. And we're working our way back out. We're gonna go to Tucson. We're gonna try to get to the next town, which is called Threed. Today I'm gonna keep playing until we get to the 3rd sanctuary location, which is the Milky Well. I've never actually seen that land. Maybe it only lands on Jeff. And Paula just died. It's cool. We'll take her to the hospital when we get back to town. This bridge is fixed. Don't think I've ever seen that drop. I wonder if that's a rare drop. What is that? Can be sold for a very high price. Nothing happens if you use it. Good explanation's kind of tough. Okay, cool. Today I learned. I think that... Oh yeah, this guy fixed the bridge. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that, man. Cool guy. Right, instant kill. I think I can still ride a bicycle if Paul is dead. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Usually send the bicycle and deposit it after you get to use it for a few minutes. I'm $1 short. All right, let me go find an ATM so I can resurrect poor Paula here. Oh, that's good. I might need to violate my my good nephew's fiscal responsibility policy of only ever taking out exactly how much I need. But that's kind of frustrating to walk back and forth all the time. Okay. Come on, Paula. Go get her resurrected. I'm actually just going to remove the chat from streaming. Yeah, it's a cool idea, but I actually want to populate it first. Maybe if enough people join, I'll turn it back on. Hello. Screwven, have you played EarthBound before? Awesome. Alright, well I can turn it back on. Okay. Nice. Me too, man. Let me go get the box. I remember when I first saw this monster, it was in Blockbuster, and I had never played an RPG before. Yes, sir. I'm just playing an emulator because it's easier. And the, of course, the strategy guide. Playing through with that. Pretty sweet. Right now I just rescued Paula, and I'm bringing her back to her parents. Working our way towards 3 so we can get Jeff in our party. Random piece of trivia here. Paula's mom is going to give me something called a hand-aid. It's a handmade band-aid. And what there's a little bit of dialogue where she says, I call it a hand-aid. But that dialogue doesn't exist in the Japanese version because they just do that naturally. They automatically make those little portmanteaus. Yeah, so that part where it says, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll call it a hand-aid. Japanese, they don't even mention that because that's just standard. Americans wouldn't get that, though. Yeah, go talk to her dad. So Gamer Freak, had you played RPGs before you played this one? Did you play it when you were younger? Right? Hell yeah, Ninten has got to be Ness's dad, because you never see him whenever he calls you on the phone. You're watching the stream after the fact, Gamer's asking if Ness's parents are the kids from the original. Yeah, it's also like when you're in Ness's house, the song that it plays is from Mother 1 or EarthBound 0. Everdred is completely a drug dealer. Like, he's just giving you $10,000. Yeah, EarthBound was my gateway drug. It got me into, like, Final Fantasy and all that other fun stuff. Yeah, Pollyanna, that's the one. That's a good call. I should play through EarthBound 0 on this stream. I haven't played it since I first found out about it years and years ago. I remember being so stoked. I'd like to do the fan translation of Mother 3, but it doesn't work very well in an emulator. No, what's that? Is this something I could just Google game theory of EarthBound? I got distracted. Cool. I'm privy to a lot of the little things, like when we get there a long time from now, like when you go fight Gaiagus, that the whole area looks like a uterus. Visual Boy Advance, but the last time I tried to do Mother 3 with it, it was around as soon as the fan translation came out. There's a part of it that is timing sensitive, like when you're in battle you have to press the button rhythmically, and at least the way the emulators were when the fan translation first came out, it wasn't good enough to play it. If that's changed, man, I'm on that shit. Right. More trivia, the Runaway Five are dressed in different colors. They all have their own individual outfit. In the Japanese version, they're all wearing the same clothes. They changed it for the American release because, you know, Americans are more individualistic, more group-based in Japan. Really? Oh man, okay, so that might need to be the next one. Let me add that to my list here. You're talking about a new patch for Visual Boy Advance or for the Mother 3 fan translation? Cool. Alright, well, I haven't watched their show yet, so I guess I'll watch it and then I'll give them the money. Cool show. I think they do a different show when they leave. Okay. Mother 4 being the fan-created sequel? Yes. As I know that, like, Tomato, so one of the very first websites I was ever on as a kid back in the dial-up days was, it used to be EarthBound.net, it's Starmen.net now. So I know that those guys are trustworthy when it comes out. Mother 4. Cool. Yeah, for sure. Money, that's what I want. So then you show him the wad of bills and he's like, oh shit. 10 G's, 10 G's, that's dollars, baby, dollars. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This game is outstanding. Oh yeah? Who was it? I might remember it. Long time ago. I remember Raid back in the day. Tomato, of course. Oh yeah, that name sounds familiar. Yeah, I hear that. There might be, like, EarthBound fan fiction on there that I regret from when I was, like, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old or something like that. I think I may have submitted a request that they remove it. It used to be, like, if you Google search by name, you found that. Oh god, I need to destroy this. Sweet. Yeah, I'm glad to see a lot of the older gaming icons are starting to kind of migrate to Twitch. Alright, so I'm going to pay the debt of the Runaway Five, not for the last time. I'm going to know that I have to go behind the desk so he can actually see it. EarthBound definitely has one of the most outstanding communities, I would say, fan communities. I always tell people, let me know if you don't own EarthBound for Virtual Console on the Wii U and I'll buy it for you, just to keep giving them money and tell them please localize Mother 3 officially and keep making this game serious. A solid solution to the ghost problem. This song and the actual bus song are pretty boss. Yeah, man, I picked it up on Wii U. I'd stream it from Wii U. It's just so much easier to do it on the emulator, you know. I just want to give Nintendo money and say, hey, I like this game. I want more of this, please. I got it from my nephew. He beat it. I'm pretty proud. I think the Wii U is probably a good investment now. When it first came out, maybe not so much. But with Smash on there, the new Zelda looks amazing whenever it actually comes out. It's It's convenient too, like you do stuff with the Wii U you wouldn't imagine if you've got other people in your household. You know, someone can play games on the gamepad while they're watching Netflix or something like that. The worst thing about the Wii U right now is the name of the system. Like, as a marketing disaster, I feel like they should just relaunch it, call it the Super Wii or something. Most people I know just assume it's a peripheral or something for the original Wii and not its own system. Minor league bat. Oh yeah, okay, I'll just have him sell his current weapon. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I get where they were going with, like, let's have a sound that's the same in Japanese and English and all the other languages, but Revolution is a way cooler name. Agree with Penny Arcade. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to Google that later. That sounds really rad. I'll write that down. Wii NES Revolution skin. Cool. Yeah, I'll go ahead and deposit. I'm a hardcore console gamer from old times, but you know, this generation, the only console worth owning, I think, is the Wii U. Most of the games for the Xbox and the PS4 also come out on PC. They're not wildly better on the console like they used to be because graphics cards and CPUs have gotten so much less expensive. But the Wii U just gives a different experience. It's innovative, it's not just another fancy PC in a box. That's probably the ideal, is own a Wii U and a PC for this generation, unless there's something wild happens with the PS4 and the Xbox One that hasn't happened yet. How do you like it? I'm not like, you know, PC Master Race vociferously against Xbox One or PS4. Like, I enjoyed the 360, I enjoyed the PS3. I can just understand not springing for one. But yeah, is there anything on the Xbox One that's really worth it so far, you feel? Cool. I've heard a lot of it is the, you know, just have one system sort of a thing for your Netflix and other tasks. Sunset's Overdrive looks kind of cool. Tell you, man, if Mass Effect is a Xbox One exclusive, then that's going to be over. I'm going to have to go buy one. I played it a little bit at PAX, Sunset Overdrive. Can you load it on Imager or something and post it? I'll click on it. I didn't know that healing alpha didn't heal crying. That works. That's of your NES Revolution Wii skin. Save real quick since I was getting my ass beat there. Oh. Magic butterfly. Alright, so I think there's going to be the sexy lady who's going to track me to her building now, unless if I have to stop in the circus tent first. Nope, there she is. Don't follow sexy ladies. It's a bad decision. Ness and Paula. It's a scripted bad decision, so I have to make it. So I mentioned before, when I was playing this last time, my wife has trouble sleeping sometimes, and she just falls asleep if I tell her a story. And for a while, the story I'd tell her would be just the plot of EarthBound. And she would fall asleep usually almost immediately. And this is the part that she would always... I'd say, okay, so what do you remember from last time? And she'd say, either you're in Happy Happy Valley, or, you know, you just got knocked out by the sexy lady and you went to go play as this nerdy guy, Jeff. So I'd always have to go back. She forgot whatever I had said after that. I could have been talking for like 30 minutes or an hour and not realize she was asleep. It'd be like losing your save in a game. Cool, thanks man, I'll check it out. I had to give it a sec. So let me shut off this input director thing. There we go. Only you can save us, Jeff. So, I'm crazy. I'm the kind of person that if I wasn't doing a live stream, I would sit here and run around and get cookies outside of the boarding house. You can sit here and fight, because he can't access the ATM because he doesn't have an ATM card. But you can go out and fight enemies that drop things like cookies and bread rolls over and over and over and sell them at the shop. So you can buy the T-Rex bat, which I think costs like $700, and bring it back to Ness with you. I'm insane, and I've actually sat there and done that before. Now, I'm not going to do that because that would be brutally boring to watch. but I've done it before. It's like if you're playing Chrono Trigger, before you go in the portal for the first time to go back to 600 AD, Melchior is in the fair and he sells a load sword for like 4,000 gold. So you can go and grind it out before you go back in time and have this kick-ass sword. Thanks, Tony. Tony will be an important fourth wall breaker later in the game. He's going to give me a call and ask me for my name. Yeah, man. Beat sprites. Got Magus, Chrono, Marley, Frog. Got a Mega Man. I don't know if this will work, but I can try moving my camera around. I've got some more in my apartment. In particular, I've got the Chill Penguin. Highly recommend perler beads. They're a fun hobby. They're easy to do. At some point, I want to like do a stream of me doing perler beads. Oh, you never played Chrono Trigger? Man, you're missing out. It is a classic. I'm sure anyone you tell you haven't played Chrono Trigger 2 who's played it before will look at you like you're crazy. Let me see if it loaded now. I didn't see it last time. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, now I see it. That's really cool. It might come up on the stream here in the corner. Now, let me actually just pull it up in front of the game so everyone can see. Rad, man. Yeah, so here I am talking about perler beads. That's really cool, dude. I'm jealous of the Majora's Mask one. What's the biggest one you've done? Right on, right on. You should do them yourself, man. It's a very cheap hobby. Like, you just gotta get some of the different colors. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'd like to. I probably want to get some more followers because it would be kind of a pain in the ass to set up. I'd have to like get a camera that's trained on it. But I want to do a show on how to do perler beads. Basically, there's one website you need. I'll type it in the chat here. Let me click on that to make sure I'm not giving you a crazy link. Yeah, that's it. You can grab any sprite you want from that site, and then basically you throw it into Paint and you hit Control-G, which is for grid. It puts little grid marks on it, and you can just count the sprites. You figure out, okay, you know, if I'm looking at Jeff right now on the screen, if you look at his feet really, really close, if you put a grid on there, you can tell that there's like 5 black pixels, and then up and left 1 black pixel, and so on. Nice. I don't think I have any EarthBound ones. I need to do that. I try to place them in places that make sense, but I've got one, where is it? I'm gonna hate myself later when I try to put this back on. Like, this is probably one of the bigger ones that I've made. I've got it up next to one of my, one of my electrical sockets, so I try to put them in relevant spots. Big ones are tough, because basically the way that it works is you have these like square grids that you're working with. So clearly you can't fit a giant one all in a single square. You have to do multiple squares next to each other, and it can be dangerous when you're ironing it. You can send all the beads everywhere. Greetings! Oh man, I should do Gygus. That should be my new project. That's been my my avatar on forums and the like for years. Pretty much ever since I got a computer. bad key machine's going to be important later. There's nothing in most of the lockers, but there's a broken item I'm going to want. I'm probably going to have to throw out some of these excess cookies. I've got to use the protractor. Now I can fairly easily figure out the angle of various things. What's up, Rogue Thunder? You an EarthBound fan for life? Nice. Is this a common occurrence for Tony? Like, he didn't even say anything. He just immediately went and assumed the position. Ah, very good. I guess you can feel it, EarthBound. Like I said, I'm not going to do the boring thing here, which is run around fighting enemies as much as possible so I can get items to sell at the shop so I can buy this T-Rex back for Ness. Because you would all die of boredom, but I assure you I have done it. Yeah, it costs $700, so I thought. And I think a cookie sells for $3? Let me take a look. I was actually going to sell one for real. Yeah. So, it takes a very long time to earn that. You have to kill like 200 spiteful crows or something ridiculous. That wouldn't shock me. I'm down with that. I gotta tell this bubble monkey about loyalty, you know. He leaves me for a lady later. It's in the list of things I ain't even trying to hear. You can actually get money a little bit faster if you spend the time grinding them up. And can you blame him? Look at those pixels. Look at Jeff. Little bow tie. Something evil is going on. I was saying earlier that, like, when you get Buzz Buzz in your party and tell you how he's like a freedom fighter from the future that Gaiagus controls, like, I want to play that game. I want to play a game where you play as Buzz Buzz in his true form, not getting swatted to death by Pokey's mom. Soylent Tea in Winters. That's where the Donner Party would be. Cool, man. We're gonna make it happen for real. Appreciate Maxwell. He doesn't talk for long. Ness's dad is a chatter guy. It's Chatty Cathy. And you ain't even know anything about this monkey. Oh, that's helpful. So one of these is gonna let me sleep and wake up. There's gonna be leaves blowing everywhere. Yeah, man, I'll rock some stew. Alright. Yeah. defense spray. So let me check the EarthBound strategy guide. I think it tells you what intelligence level you need to fix the different items. But I need to remember where the hell it actually says that. It's a cool strategy guide. It's written like it's a tour guide for someone who lives in that area. Aha, here it is. Defense spray, and so the machine and the spray are level IQ 1. The iron is IQ 10. And the air gun is IQ 12. So what do I actually have? Got broken air gun. It's 12. His IQ is 2. Alright, so that's not happening anytime soon. I'm not just going to sit here and sleep over and over. We're going to make Tessie happy for radio. I like how Ness is the only one who smiles when this Fuzzy Pickles dude shows up. Jeff just stares at him, that blank. I feel like that would be most people's reactions. You have to give credit to Ness for being such an optimistic kid that, you know, a weird dude falls from the sky and takes his picture and he's like, alright, cool. There's a little blue pixel on the middle of Bubbles' nose that I haven't noticed before. It's kind of driving me crazy. Guess I needed some definition so it looked like he had a nose, but no one else has a nose. Now, I haven't done any leveling with Jeff, so I might walk into Brick Road's dungeon and get my ass beat here. Yeah, I've heard that. Long pork, human meat. If anyone's gonna eat it, it's the people of Winters. Cut off from the rest of the world. It's cold. I mentioned this in Chapter 1, but in the Japanese version of EarthBound Mother 2, that's not a pencil, it's a squid. And the reason for that is, in Japanese, squid eraser is a pun, and it didn't really translate to English, obviously. So they went pencil eraser, which is a pun, and it's quite good. So the localization in this game is fantastic. There are some very badly localized games. Probably the most famous one is, well, the most famous one is All Your Base with Zero Wing, but most famous, like, popular in the West game is probably Final Fantasy Tactics. 6 and 4 have their problems with Spoony Bard and all that stuff. But given how, like, crazy quirky the humor is in this game, it's very well localized. They do a lot of unique jokes, unique puns. And we're really hoping that none of the enemies in here smash and attack me. Those rowdy mice have a very high gut stat. They tend to get crits very often. It's not a present. Alright, Bubbles. once we get out of Brick Road's dungeon here, and remember Brick Road, we're going to see him again. There's an area in Stonehenge where there's these cave boys walking around that are not supposed to be... You're not supposed to be able to fight them. They're way stronger than Jeff at this point in the game. But like I mentioned, I'll grind out to get the money for the T-Rex bat, and in the process get enough experience that I can actually handle them sometimes. Fight the duck. Let's go. I think he stepped away, Joker, but gets back. This is definitely one of the grosser songs in this soundtrack. This soundtrack is very eclectic and delightful. This song is kind of... Hauling materials. Watch. Jeff is just going to stare at him blankly. In the context of Ness, who's always, you know, big smiles. Kicking these ducks' asses. They didn't even know what's going to happen. This could have gone very differently. When I first started playing, things weren't so great. Like, I think the sharks kicked my ass 3 or 4 times. I'm used to, when I play this game, grinding out and fighting like runaway dogs and snakes outside Ness's house for an hour or so. So he's high enough level that the sharks aren't a big deal. But this time I was like, nah, no one would want to watch that. So it actually increases the difficulty of the game because I get to the sharks and they all just shred on their skateboards and kill me in one hit. But I've gotten lucky with Ness so far. None of these enemies have gotten lucky smashing attacks or anything like that. I mean, knock on wood, I'm still not outside of the dungeon. I'm getting a simulation of how I played it as a kid, which was, you know, never played an RPG before, didn't know what I was doing, didn't spend time leveling up. Felt like the game was a lot harder then. Fight the rat, just use some cookies, it should be okay. Get one off, that's okay. So I'm curious to know, I know a lot about the differences between the Japanese and English version of this, but I don't know what the text is for when you kill one of those animals. In this one, it very explicitly says the enemy became tame, not that they died. And I wonder if that's an American localization thing. You'll notice there's a lot of localization censorship from Nintendo of America in the Super Nintendo era. I think they even, like, they removed, the hospitals had a cross symbol over them and they removed them from the American version of EarthBound. Alright. What's up, dude? You gonna heal me? Alright. Welcome back! You know, this dude, Brook Road, looks... He has too specific of a look to him. I feel like he's got to be based on, like, one of the developers or something. Maybe not, but... They certainly do that in some games. There's the secret ending in Chrono Trigger where you meet all the developers from the Dream Team. Attack slugs are just basically free experience. Even bubbles can hit them. So Gamer Freak, your tag reminds me of Game Freak, the company that does Pokemon. Pokemon has a lot of the same feel of EarthBound in that it's like a modern day RPG, but I wish they would make it a little bit tougher. I'm definitely a much bigger fan of EarthBound than I am of Pokemon, but every Pokemon game I've ever played has been just very, very easy. Steamroll all the content. I feel like the difficulty curve in EarthBound is pretty good. You know, you never get to a point where you just steamroll everything because you're too strong. Bubbles. I like the polish and attention to detail in this game. Like, someone on the team decided that having a monkey in your party, he wouldn't just follow you closely, right? So someone went in and programmed him getting stuck behind you and having to catch up really quickly because he's not paying attention. That's attention to detail. I appreciate that. Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, that stands to reason. I know that the current president of Nintendo, Iwata-san, is from the team that worked on EarthBound. Yeah, I didn't know that. That makes a lot of sense. The main character with the baseball cap, at least in the first game. Nice. Strong crits here from Bubbles. Bringing great sack and winning the competition. Nope. Abusing the spawning mechanics of the Super Nintendo, yeah. Dude, I was stuck here. When I rented this game for the whole reason I got this game is I saw the gigantic, the big box that it came in. I was like, what's that? And had my mom rent it for me when I was a kid. But when I rented it for the first time from Blockbuster, it didn't come with the strategy guide, so I got here and I'm like, what the hell do you do? Because the game doesn't really give you any kind of indication that you're supposed to feed the monkey the bubble gum. Yeah, for sure. You're talking about the EarthBound Zero guy. Well, I pronounce it guy, I guess, which I'm sure is wrong. I think the original Japanese is like Geeg or Gigu. Yeah, he totally looks like Mewtwo. And you're saying that that's not a coincidence. Nice. No, I want to actually eat the cookie. Watch this. Jeff abandoned the cookie. Alright. Wants me to fight him. Nice. Yeah, that was how I first saw it. I think we went out and bought it after we rented it. I was pretty poor as a kid, so I didn't own a lot of games, unless if we found them on sale somewhere. Nice. That was usually how I played stuff, was go to Blockbuster, check out the games. Usually based on the cover, until I got this one. Nice. Yeah, man, I have been espousing that for a long time, that video games are an excellent way to educate people. You're reading a book, you don't really have a lot of... I love reading, I'm not trouncing on reading, but when you're reading a book, your only incentive to keep reading through it is to get to the next page, and you can cheat, But if you're playing a video game that has a lot of text and you need to read the text to, like, that's a really good incentive to go and look up the words. If it's like, hey, you need to climb up on the parapets, you're like, what the hell is a parapet? A good chunk of the reason my vocabulary is as advanced as it is from playing RPGs for so long as a kid. I still need to play it, Aegis. Gamer Freak was just telling me about it. I followed the fan translation really closely because I've been such a huge EarthBound fan, and I, was a fan of Starman.net. Praise the Soundstone. Oh, I don't have it on me. Well, if I had it on me, I would immediately put it to my head and let it go. So as soon as we get Ness back, we'll do that in Aegis. Bubble's gonna leave me for a lady. Ain't even trying to hear that. Anyway, I have been a fan of Starman.net from back before it was called Starman.net, when it was EarthBound.net. I think I still have an email archive somewhere where I sent them a message admonishing them for changing the name, even though it wasn't their fault. Anyway, oh god. Anyway, when the fan translation came out, emulation wasn't very good at the time, and part of the combat in Mother 3 is rhythm-based, so emulator wouldn't work quite right. You couldn't really get the rhythm across, so I stopped playing it. But Gamer Freak tells me that they've improved the emulator in the patch since then. Should be a little bit more forgiving. I mentioned before that, like, you can actually get Jeff so that he's strong enough to be able to fight these cave boys. That'd be cool, man. I was just saying I want to play a version of the game where you just play as Buzz Buzz. So in the Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I run, I use this sprite. I do it in Roll20, and everything is sprite-based with the maps, and I use this Enertron sprite for a thing that automatically heals the party. Don't think there's anything upstairs, but oh yeah, maybe there is. My bad. Nope. Definitely taking that. Oh man. Guess the thing that comes by easiest is probably the boiled egg. So I want to say the broken pipe is like the HP sucker or something. I was only offering. I'd also like a donut right about now. So did I commit some kind of, like, Japanese offense by actually taking up on his offer? Yep. More Japanese versus English trivia. It's not called the Sky Runner in Japan, it's called the Skywalker. It's an explicit Star Wars reference, of which there are many in Japanese games. Like, you'll notice that a lot of the Squaresoft games, like Final Fantasy VI, will have characters named Biggs and Wedge, like the two pilots in Star Wars. But anyway, when they did the localization, they were worried about getting sued for calling it the Skywalker, so they renamed it the Sky Runner. The song is bitchin', so I'm not gonna talk. Yeah, man, that game rules. I've got that on my list. It's also Squaresoft. Actually, I was streaming yesterday, playing Diablo, and heard my nephew in the background beating Culex. I'm like, that's impressive. That crazy preview of Foreside, those graphics, man, isometric. So one of those kids that when I saw Donkey Kong Country, I'm like, this is it. Graphics are never going to get better than this. This is the end. We've reached the top. Oh, you mean the Skyrunner music? Nice, that's a strong choice. Yeah, that's also a good text message sound. I might need to rip that off. I think it's a fight between that Skyrunner song and the bus song for most bumping in this game. I'm Jeff. Yeah, so he goes from being a silent protagonist while you're controlling him to being able to talk once he joins you. I haven't. Are there any crazy tricks I should know about? Like, that's my favorite thing when I watch speedruns, or where they find cool side ways to get through stuff. Like, are there any crazy glitches, like wrong warp glitches to go places they shouldn't go? And he says, "Sorry!" in all caps. He's delighted. No! Oh man, he's not actually sorry. I'm sorry, I told Jeff I was his friend. That was a dick move on my part, I shouldn't have been friendly. Tell you what, Aegis, next time somebody asks me if I'm their friend, I'll tell them no. Is there an example? Like, are there any other crazy tricks or glitches in this area, like 3'd up through Saturn Valley? Right on, I'll have to watch it sometime. It'd be cool just to know about them. I watched this cool Final Fantasy VII run during Games Done Quick. That was in like 3 hours. They use this crazy warp called the Yuffie warp. It lets you jump right to the northern cave. You go and call? Really? Oh, I suppose that makes sense. That seems like a part that would make sense to be able to skip. Does this dude have something new for Jeff? Really, yeah, I was surprised. Games Done Quick, most of the runs were glitch runs, but I think that's just because they're quick and they're trying to do it fast. Like, what's the typical turnaround time for a glitchless run? Are we talking like less than 10 hours? Really? Okay, yeah, I'll have to watch that. That's impressive. One second, I got a phone call. I'm back, sorry about that. I'm gonna go sell some of this shit. I got too much stuff. Certainly don't need all that food. Okay, so I need to get 349 for the copper bracelet. I think the travel charm might be an upgrade, maybe. Alright. Space for everybody. I'm not actually, well, yeah, I'll sell that. That's fine. Yes, I would. I don't think I've ever seen that meteoranium thing before. The thing that I sold for $1,000. That was a first. What's up, dog? Fuzzy pickles. Oh, that moves like shields and stuff. He's like an evil tent dude. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. I mean, aside from being an evil tent dude. Is defense spray a one-time thing? I guess it is. Really? Because they can probably skip their way through there, huh? Oh, that would be bad. Looked out there. Let's just finish this off. That sounds delightful, Andrea. Oh man, I got all kinds of money. I can go buy another bottle rocket. Oh man, Jeff just had a very productive level. Get that jar of fly honey though. Yeah, this dude up here, he sells bottle rockets. I used it with the intent of replacing it, which I think I can. Yeah, I should be able to afford. So I assume he still sells bottle rockets. Yeah, $29. Come on, Aegis. Come on. That chump change. Like, I want to be the guy. Do that eventually. Yes, we did. Or Jeff did anyway. Alright, that's what I thought. So Apple Kid is going to send me some zombie flypaper that he just happened to make. Remember, he's calling me on my receiver phone, which is a crazy invention that Apple Kid made, since this is in the 90s, before cell phones. You can only receive calls. Place the paper on the floor of a tent. You've seen at least one tent around, right? He asked the mock pizza delivery man to bring it to me. I think, like, the mock pizza guy just gives up and he picks you as a random stranger to give it to. You just happen to be Ness. Thanks, Apple Kid. He's bro. While delivering pizza, this weird guy asked me to help him out. Let's just pretend that you're Mars and I'll give it to you. Rogue Thunder, you're right. I seem to remember this commercial toward the end of the 90s. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. Grey Poupon. It's a kind of mustard. But these two people in limos would pull up to each other. This is like an old 70s commercial. And one would reach over to the other and say, "Excuse me, sir, do you have any Grey Poupon?" And the other one would say, "Why, yes, of course." You know, saying, "Oh, these rich people in these limos, they just carry this fancy mustard around with them." When cell phones started to become affordable towards the end of the 90s, they did, I think it was Nokia, did a parody of that commercial. Actually, might have been Singular. Anyway, a person in a regular beat-up car pulls up next to a limo and says to the rich person, "Excuse me, sir, do you have a cellular phone?" He's like, "Well, yes, of course." And she's like, "Well, so do I." So yeah, there were cell phones, but I don't think the kind of thing that Ness would have carried around with him. It's cool, Aegis. Was there really a concern with 90s cell phone being unhealthy? Like, you mean, what could they have possibly done that was unhealthy, Rogue? You saying like you'd hold a Geiger counter over them and they'd have a lot of radiation or something? That really should have been a free stay at the hotel, I think, if it's for a cutscene. So I wonder if that comes up in speedruns, that they need to have $180 there to trigger this sequence. Radio waves that are damaging to cellular tissue, really? So, since I'm playing on an emulator, And I have the actual copy of the game. It's just easier to stream on an emulator. Clearly I don't actually turn the game off. So I'm going to get this call from my dad all the time that says, hey, you've been playing too long. You should take a break. But I think this might be one of the first Nintendo games to do that. That's actually pretty common now in Nintendo games. I'm pretty sure radiation's radiation, but I'll take your word for it. I'm pretty sure from what we've learned of Jeff so far that he just slept on the floor. I think Aegis is going to insist on Jeff, and if he really is muted, he can't hear my interaction with him. Escargot Express. Pizza's mock pizza. I was gonna say, there might be an astrophysicist in the chat along with you there, Rogue. How do Geiger counters work? We can get back to EarthBound if you want. It's an interesting conversation, though. I don't think Aegis can hear me, but he's talking about a game called Xenosaga or Xenoblade Chronicle, the one that Shulk is from in the new Smash Brothers. I'd like to play that when the HD remake comes out. All right, Andrew with the summary from Wikipedia. I appreciate that. It's interesting, when you open like actual chests or caskets, it says ta-da instead of saying the usual thing, just that you opened it. Skip sandwich. I'm probably going to use the big bottle rocket on this mini Belch guy. I seem to remember him being pretty hard. It's the next mini boss that's coming up. Ha! This is good. I don't want to get poisoned. I don't have any way to remove it at the moment. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah, it was a good level for Jeff. Ta-da. Silver bracelet, right? Yeah, I thought so. So... she can have it. I think she has the worst defense. Oh, actually, Jeff has the worst defense. But is that just because I equipped that? Yeah, I'll give it to Jeff. I think it's just because he's a lower level. That's fine. Got a couple life noodles. She probably shouldn't have that because she's going to be the first one to die. So let's move. She can hold on to the pencil eraser. We'll take the life noodles. And you don't have any more food, do you? No. Do we have any more food among anybody? Just got the hand-aid. Alright. Really? I worked with Geiger counters for a while. I used to work on a shipping company. We had a hazmat group, wore a dosimeter badge and all that fun stuff. Nice. We usually were using nuclear medicine. Holy crap! Okay, I gotta pay attention. I just got almost killed in one smashing attack from the dog. Let me just finish this guy off. Oh, baby. Good level. That rocks. Maximum PP went up by 10. What's the difference? 3 PP to be full? Alright, let's just do the beta. Alright, hopefully this ghost doesn't haunt me. It's kind of frustrating if they do. You just kill them before it happens. Lucked out. I'm really feeling it. Alright, so I'm going to use my big bottle rocket on this guy. Oh, Belch himself's not very hard. I thought you were a friend. You're my mortal enemy. Alright. Been using that delightful freeze beta with no luck. And once again. Not messing around with that. Dude's tough. That rocks. I love EarthBound with all of my heart. It was the first RPG I ever played, and it was very important to me. It put me on a different path in life. Like the first person who I would call a friend I met because they were reading the EarthBound strategy guide in class. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite game of all time. Say, it's not, oh, no one can say what objectively the best game is, but it's my personal favorite game. Majora's Mask. There's a Georg in Majora's Mask. Yes, I do. Check it out. Also have the box. Oh, it was shocking earlier. You can hear the game itself rattling around in there. I'm just playing it on PC for convenience. I'm getting pretty lucky with enemies spawning here. I'm just gonna make it straight to Saturn Valley, it looks like. You can kind of hear the sound of Saturn Valley in the distance. It's pretty cool. If you fight one of these cockroaches, they furrow their brow at you. Ah, very good. Right, Saturn Valley. We feel groove. Hi-ho, me Mr. Saturn. I remember I was really excited as a kid when I found out that you could get custom fonts on your computer. I know it's not a big deal, but like when I found out that someone had transcribed the Mr. Saturn font and made it downloadable, I was so stoked. Do you want slumber? And he'll say KO. Jeff fixed the broken iron. There's now the slime generator. So what is his intelligence score? That's what determines what he can fix. Oh, 17, man. Got a lot more levels. I'm looking up in the strategy guide what IQ he needs to fix different things. So he can do the air gun, the iron, the spray, the machine. He needs 24 for the laser. Does he still have any of that stuff? Broken air gun. I can still do the air gun. I'm gonna keep sleeping with the intent of trying to get Jeff to fix the broken air gun. But I'll just give it 3 goes. If he doesn't do it, then I'm gonna give up. There it is! One second, my cat is making a guest appearance here. He's kind of being a dick, so I'm gonna go feed him so he goes out. This guy has a funny face. Be right back. Alright, back. Dr. Saturn, you can repair your body. Boing. Do you want me to operate on you? No, I'm good. Thanks, though. I was sad. The song that Aegis is referencing is from Donkey Kong Country 64. Or just be Donkey Kong 64. Anyway, though, there's the DK rap in it that has the whole cast of characters, and they censored it in the new Smash Brothers, and they left out the line that he's referring to about Donkey Kong. Give you special thing on the way back. Okay, one of these guys is gonna tell me the secret. So boing, you have $1780. We trade Horn of Life. Base behind Grapefruit Falls. Password, I tell. Belch man say password. Then stand still, wait for 3 minutes. So here's another point in the game. I mentioned that I told this game as a bedtime story to my wife to get her to fall asleep, but I didn't know when she'd fall asleep, so I just keep talking, usually for like 20 or 30 minutes. And this is another point where she would just... It would be the next night, you know, we'd go to continue the bedtime story, so she'd fall asleep, and I'd say, Andrea, what do you remember from yesterday? And she'd say, you had to wait for 3 minutes at some waterfall. I'd be like, oh my god, I got like an hour past that last time I played. Or last time we told it was like losing your save in a game. You combine? I, Mr. Can do all for you. What you want. You know, I've made the executive decision not to get slingshots in this playthrough just because they're very inaccurate, and that makes me sad. But I need to clear up some space to buy the rest of this fun stuff. So I want to sell things at you. Oh, you think? And I don't think you can get Escargot Express to come out to you here. They tell you that you're living too far away, basically. This is like an ATM here. This song is called Humoresque and the Little Dog, and it's pretty popular for people to cover. You see it on OC Remix a lot. Oh, he's got room. Well, I can sell the copper bracelet. This dude Aegis has me muted so he can't hear me talk. So I can say he's a little excited. A little delighted. Yeah, man, I'm rich in this game because of fiscal responsibility. I was so proud of my nephew when he was playing this because he would only ever take out exactly as much money as he intended to spend and then put everything back afterward because he was afraid that if he died he would lose half of it. Because of that pattern of fiscal responsibility that I have as much money as I have. Also, I'm not really rich because that dollar sign should be a yen sign. Like, basically move the decimal point 2 places to the left, I have like $32. They just didn't update the currency values. Oh, well, I just did the opposite of what I wanted to do. I meant to deposit that amount. Keep $100 on me just in case. I think this dude sells Horns of Life and Secret Herbs, I want to say. Peanut cheese bars. Remember somebody on starmen.net made a recipe for peanut cheese bars. Hey, it sounds good. I like peanuts. I like cheese. I like bars. I like gold. I like showers. What could go wrong? It's okay, Mr. Saturn. I'm gonna go rescue your Mr. Saturn friends. Just save, so I don't need to do that again. Just got a bunch of new gear, so I don't need to mess around with that. We're heading to Belch's secret base. You guys are gonna have to come up with a conversation topic for me here when we get to the part where I have to wait for 3 minutes. My asshole of a cat had timed it better. He would have demanded to be fed while I was waiting. I could have went and taken care of that. See one of these things furrow its brow. Violent roach. Knitted its brow. Same thing. Doing this, basically. Looking really angry at you. Alright, yeah, I can bring him into it anyway. My friends was making fun of me and saying that some of the top streamers have a cat cam like Kriparian. I should get a separate webcam just for my cat. Paula took a lot of damage. Jeff's not doing too hot. Yeah, so check it out. So like Paula and Jeff are gonna turn and just look dead eyes, just stare. But at least Ness is gonna make an effort. You know, a crazy guy falls from the sky and takes your picture. Ness is cool with that. He'll play along. Paula and Jeff just stare blankly at him. Here we go. Three minutes. Alright, Ben, you ready for this? Clearly he's not. We're gonna wait for 3 minutes. We're gonna wait for 3 minutes, Ben. We gotta wait for 3 minutes. That's the password. That's how we get through. Is this delightful for you? Are you delighted? He's not delighted. He's basically the opposite of delighted. Looking for escape routes. It's not happening. You're not going anywhere. You got probably like a minute and a half left. Indeed. Gamer Freak is saying hi to you. He's very displeased. Waiting on the 3 minute mark so we can go into Master Belch's room and fight him. It's a trivial fight. Right? Dude, this cat is a bastard. Like, he can get into his catnip tin, which has like a screw-on lid. He can like bicycle kick and unscrew the lid. Just get him to like perch on my shoulder. Yeah. Looks like Andrea beat me to it there in the chat. I should have set a timer. Now, Felix, is that a guy raising his hand or a music note? Yeah, my cat, we had to get these child locks for the freezer and the fridge, because he can open the freezer from the top. He Found him one day. I heard a crunching sound in the freezer and opened up, and there he is eating frozen waffles. Really? Cool, man. You'll have to tell me all the elite strats that I'm skipping. There's the 3-minute mark. Gamer was telling me about some of the... Do you do like legit playthroughs, or do you do anything with glitches? Fobbies are free experience. It's a pretty strong level up for Paula there. Oh god. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh well, they mostly waste their turn, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but that was pretty funny. I just walk and turn around, nope. It wasn't fast enough. Yeah, you can sit here and farm them. I'm not going to do it because it's boring as hell to watch, but it's a nice way to catch Jeff and Paula back up. Gotcha. Is there any RNG manipulation in EarthBound? I know that with random encounters you don't need to worry about it too much, but I know you can manipulate magic butterflies tend to spawn in certain locations. They have like a higher chance, so you can like screw around with the screen to force them to spawn. But that's the only thing I know about it. I haven't actually watched it yet. Oh, okay, so it's step-based like Final Fantasy VII. Cool. That's cool, man. If you stream it, I'll follow you and watch it. That sounds really cool. I love to watch speedrun. I probably won't do speedruns on this channel. I'll probably do casual playthroughs. It's a different kind of atmosphere. But I really like watching speedruns and learning about the mechanics behind the game. Came very close to doing, like, before speedruns were a thing, of trying to do a speedrun of Mario 1 for the NES for like a high school talent show when I was a kid. Do you manipulate with the primary goal of avoiding battles, or like do you also try to get specific battles? Or like, is there do you manipulate? How do I phrase this? How do you level? Like, do you try to go for the highest experience per minute enemies, basically? Low risk, high experience enemies like the worm in the desert areas, Scaraba and Dry Dunes. Alright, Jeff's gonna use it, because I don't think IQ really matters for anyone but Jeff. We want him to first. Alright, he needs 27. Okay, right on. What's the most dangerous part of the run? Or what are some of the really dangerous parts of the run? Really? Oh, I mean, department store is really hard on a legit run, even if you're well leveled. What can hose you in the Titanic Ant fight? Are you just in danger of getting critted, or... I guess if he uses the shield too much. That actually happened in my run. I almost died against him because he shielded himself like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I was all out of PP. I couldn't do any damage to him. Oh, damn. And that's completely RNG? There's nothing you can do to optimize it? Man. At least it's an early fight, and you can get back to him pretty quickly. I know, like, Final Fantasy IX speedruns are really brutal because, like, it's like the third to last or second to last fight in the game, the enemy can just one-shot your party arbitrarily, so you lose a 9-hour run right there. Death guys. Nice. Really, what drops bombs? Really? Huh. That's pretty impressive. Cool. I got my first, so I've always, I'm probably not going to do it in this playthrough because it's painful to watch, but I'll usually farm for like the Sword of Kings and those other 1/128 drop rate items. I think I got one earlier though. I killed one of those spinning robos that can give you nighttime stuffiness, and it dropped a Meteoranium which sells for $1,000. I had never seen one of those that I wasn't actually trying to go for a drop. Really? Wait. Prey confusing Ness's nightmare. That's pretty cool. That's insane. What, so, in the any %, what are some, like, do they do, like, wrong warps to skip sections? Like, how do they get it in up to an hour? Gamer was mentioning earlier that you can, you know, go to 3 without getting Paula, for example, but I don't know any of the glitches or sequence breaks like that. This room coming up here on my left is got a magic butterfly in it. It tends to have a magic butterfly, so I should be able to use it to heal everybody up to full and move along. Not that Belch is going to be a problem. I'm going to show him the fly honey and it'll be no problem. Let's see, what's everybody's max hit points? Oh, just Ness, okay. Really? Why does, what's the purpose of giving Ness the cold? How does that fit in? You mentioned Prey on Nightmare, it made me suspicious. Just password is to be quiet for 3 minutes, man. Be patient. Really? Huh, that's cool. It's pretty wild. Huh, that's cool. I'm just gonna swing from here. I don't think he attacks while he's got the fly honey. My wife is referencing the idea that whenever she belches, I say, "You're a beautiful treasure." So he just belched several times. You're a beautiful treasure, Master Belch. So I'm gonna have to see an image, Felix, of what you're talking about with the world map. Like, you're saying, is there like a glitched out map where you can see the different areas touching each other or something? And you can just tell from the pixels where you're supposed to go? I really like the song coming up here that plays "You've Come Far, Ness" when you drink coffee with the Mr. Saturn. My band was going to cover it for a while. It's a plan anyway. Hey man, let's do it. The song is sweet. I'm gonna go get something to drink and stop in the restroom while it plays. This song, used it in my D&D game that I run in Roll20. I did some sound mixing. It has kind of a similar tempo and chord progression to Devil's Lab, which is a song from Final Fantasy VI that plays when you go to the Magitech facility. So I did a kind of cool mix where they fade in and out from each other, since they stack pretty well together. Music cues to know when to use the map, which clears the dark screen. Cool, man. I'm gonna have to watch some of that. That sounds awesome. Do you do any other speedruns, or are you mostly focused on EarthBound?